Schooling itself is, of course, you always try to find the right fit for the specific child, but what's actually really problematic in Germany is finding childcare for children under 3, because Germany is a country where social benefits are the core of our existence. So it's very common for a parent to be on leave for an extended amount of time, up to several years. You can share the leave between parents. So traditionally, there wasn't a lot of need for childcare for children under the age of 3. Of course, that's changed. And the infrastructure in terms of are there enough spaces for these children, how are they offered, is something that we're still in the process of catching up on that. So that's something that we have to do a lot of expectation management on for clients moving towards us, transferees moving with smaller children, that maybe both parents are working, finding options to provide childcare for little children is difficult. So I'm quite interested to hear how that is in the UK.
There is, depends where you are.
Right.
Again, it's very much a geography issue. So if you're in an area where there's high density, then I 100% agree with that. So you've actually got both parents might be working. Obviously, you haven't got the family or friend network around you to absorb a lot of that, which is culturally what a lot happens in the UK. I don't know about in Germany. But yes, you have the same sort of issue. As soon as you start going outside the major cities and you start going into the suburbs areas, and it calms down a lot. It becomes a lot easier. However, there is just high demand. I mean, the simple reality of the issue is that, I mean, I love the UK. I mean, it just is the best country. I mean, I know we're going to come back to that later, but it really is. But there are a few...
How often does you have to say it for us to cut it out?
You have to say it 7 times and then they believe it. Okay. So you have to do that. But the issue is also that South East England is the most populated part of the whole of Europe, in the sense of density of people and properties, everything else. So, and that's not a bad thing, by the way, because there's just so much availability of everything there. But it does come with a price and some aspects to it. So you just have to be alive to that. It doesn't make a problem. You just got to lean into those conversations a bit more. Be aware of it. We can manage it, address it, and then the rest of it is a positive experience.
Does it tend to be expensive, childcare for younger children?
Can be. It's not crazy expensive. I think compared to Europe, I did read somewhere about this a while ago, and I'm not going to do it justice. But I think on the costing, it's not as high as I think as Germany, for example. But it can get costly. But it's not... As a rough rule, it tends to be very doable as a very rough rule. So I wouldn't, there's exceptions to this. Like I can hear myself saying this and actually go, yes, but if you're here or these circumstances, but it's a very rough rule. I'll say it's quite doable. Again, I don't see that as a major problem. Lots of schools do have sort of breakfast clubs, do have other activities, for example, to help families. So if both parents are working, then they tend to lean in and help with that as well. So it's not unusual to have those sort of facilities, but I don't think that's particularly uniquely for the UK. I think most countries will have something like that.